Hi guys, thank you for tuning in to my channel. I'm so sorry for not uploading new videos. Few weeks ago, that was because I have some challenges while writing and submitting my senior research project. But by God's help, everything is done. So I'm glad to be back and thanks for your patience. In today's video, we will be using ArcGIS Basic for beginners, and we'll be using some key functions of ArcGIS. Like we have our ArcGIS is already open, and we have the file, we have our menu bar, we have our task bar, and what have you. There are a lot of features here that are amazing, and some people will wonder why those features are missing from your menu bar. So those are simple beginning that a beginner for using ArcGIS should know how to deactivate and activate those key functions anytime you want to use them. So that was the reason why I removed everything from the menu bar and from the taskbar and make my whole worksheet blank like this, right? So let's get started. So when your ArcGIS software is open, you will see it will come with so many features, including these ones. For instance, try to activate most of them. And after which, let's try to activate most of them, and after which we will try to remove them. Try to remove them and back. Okay, so for some people, when you open your GIS software, you have these functions on your menu bar, right? So these functions can be removed and you can put them back. So as a beginner, when you open your software and these functions are not there, like this, for example, you will be like confused. Say, I'm opening my software and those key functions are not on my menu bar. So to activate those key functions on your menu bar, what you do up here where we have there is no writing here on this menu bar, there is no writing here. So you have the list of functions like the file, edit, view, bookmarks, insert selection, geoprocessing, customize, window, and help. So these are the only stuff you will see here, right? So let's get started with this before moving on to activate the other functions. So here, this is your file. The function of this file is we have a lot of things in stock for this file menu. Like for instance, you click on file and then here you see new. So if you click new, this will take you to a new page. Like for instance, you had a map here and you have series of work that you did here, but you don't want to use this page anymore, but instead you want to open another page. So what you do, you click on file and then you click on new. That will take you to another new page. Or better still, the shortcut key is press Ctrl L that is written on your keyboard. Press it while your hand is continue press on it, and then you press N. It will take you to new page. That is the shortcut key, right? So that is for new. So open, this is another way to open your file. Like for instance, you click on open and this will open, right? So if you have your library shapefile here, and then you want any document from here to open, you just click on it and import it in your map. That will also open, and you can continue working on it. So another one is save. You have already saved your work, and you are working, continue working. So instead of you going to file, come here to save. So what you can do, you just press the shortcut key Control on your keyboard and press X, which is why save. Control and S is why save. And next is save as. The save and save as is, if you press save as, where you have just started your new document and you are working, you press save, that will actually take you to a specific folder that you want to save your work. But if you have saved that particular work in that particular folder, and you continue your work on this particular sheet or your work document that you are working in, when you press Ctrl X or when you click on Save As, will not carry you back to another folder to save it or save it in different format. So for Save as long as you click on Save As, it will tell you save. For instance, if you save it in this folder, right? And then this is the name, I save it with it. That will be saved in that particular folder. All right. So if I wanted to save another document again in another folder, so what I will have to do is I'll go to save as. So now this is this folder we initially saved it in, but we don't want this folder anymore. But instead we want to save it on my desktop and save it in this folder. So just click on it and open it, and then you can also save in this folder. So you can save in multiples of different folders with using save as in your file name. So next is share. So you can also share your map package and you can also share services. So but this, I don't really have work here and I'm not online. So for share as, you can share your map package and also your services and data. You can also hide your data if you don't want to go to the menu bar here where we will activate the other functions that you will see in time to come. So you just click here and go to data, you go to hide data, and then you can go in your map file that you save all of your work in. Yeah, for example here, this Liberia shape file where I save most of these documents. So here, if I want to add any data like data, I click on it and I to my worksheet. So this is a data that I've added from just coming to file, go to data, go to add data, and then you can do your selection. You can also import your data for X and Y. Like for instance, when you click on I data, X and Y data, what you do here, this folder here, you click on it and you can check among this folder. Like for example, you have cell data that you have already saved it in a specific folder, right? So you can be able to hide that. Like for example, here we have let book1.csv. So you just click on your data, click on I. So if you click on I, definitely you see your X and Y coordinate appear, and then click on OK and yes it. So that will open. So you have to go to your table of content to see all of those materials. So that just execute most of these functions, and when we open our table of content, everything will be listed in our table of content. But it is not activated here because I want for the beginner to get a basics in navigating these functions in ArcGIS. That will actually make your work easier when you are going with further operation. So after we finish with our data, we can also add, like for example, our geoprocessing data and review or rematch your data, address location manager. So everything is what is within this iData field. So also even root, add query layer, everything is with under this one is iData. All right. So next now is page and setup. So you click on page and setup to set up your page. Like for instance, you want for this particular format of your sheet to be A4, right? So here we have size, and then we can change it. But let's start with up coming down. Here we have the name, the printer setup. So here, these are the names for your printer. So if you wanted to print a document from ArcGIS map that you have already created, so these are your printer that you have here. So if you have another printer that you plug the cable on the computer, then your printer name will appear in this particular list, right? So next is status, which is Microsoft Print to PDF. So that is the format it is in right now, right? But that setting can also be done. Like for example, paper. You have the size of your paper. Which size of the paper you want? I don't want for my paper size to be in letter, but instead I can choose any of these. Either Laker, I want it to be Laker sheet, I want it to be B4, J, IS, or I want it to be in A4. So I select what? A4 as my paper size, right? So your orientation, you want for it to be in poster or you want for it to be in landscape. So if I want for my document to appear on my paper sheet as landscape, I just click on landscape, right? So next is the paper size that will be used equal to printer paper size. So here is the width of the paper. So you like it, you change it at point, centimeter, and millimeter, centimeter, millimeter. And you also have the inches. You can also change the SI unit if you want. And you can also change these figures, the width and height if you want, right? So after you have set up your paper, your page and print out, what next you do is you just click on OK, and this will take effect on your map. But you will wonder why everything is not taking effect and it is just at default. That is because there are other things that you have not seen. But going through the tutorial, you will get to realize all of the functions that we are carrying on. It is in specific area that you will discover in time to come. Okay? So next now is your print preview. So if you want to preview your work, this is your preview. You see the map that we had on our worksheet, this is it. This is the map. So there's a map, and then you can click on print, and this will bring you to where we are, right? So next is print. You can also print your work, print engine, and then do all of your settings through all of these settings here. But we are not printing now, but I'm just driving you through all of these functions. So you click on cancel to cancel. We'll go back to file, and then we have export. Export is when you have created your map, you have done all of your work in ArcMap, and then you want to save it. You want to save it in which format? So This is one of the challenges that students often encounter when they are working with ArcGIS. When all of their work has been done, where to go and save it as picture, where to save it as PDF, where to save it in different formats. So to save your work in all of those formats, what you do, you go to File and then you come to Export Map. When you click on Export Map, it will ask you which of the location you want to save your work in. Like for example, I want to save this work on desktop. I want to save it as parent document. And here they save as tab. So we want to know which tab we want to save this work in. Okay, either you want to save it in PDF, you want to save it in EMF, you want to save it in EPF, you want to save it in AL, JPEG, PNG, TEF, GIF, and all the other stuff. These are all varieties of formats that you can choose from the list. So I want to save it as a picture. Right, so I just click on this and then click on save, and definitely my work has been saved as picture. So if I want to see the picture that I saved, I just go to desktop and then check here for parent document, open it, and this is my picture I've saved on ArcGIS, because I save it in one JPEG format as photo and it came as photo. And so go back. So after exporting, we go to map analysis. Click on map analysis, then that will take you through all of the analysis of your map, prepared, error, have warning, to messages, high, unresolved, layer data source is an X and Y event table. So that is the first data we imported for our X and Y table. So it is telling us that it is unresolved. That is because we never displays our X and Y coordinate on the map, right? But that will be done when we shall have showing you everything on the table of content, right? So that is for your map analysis, for your analyzed map. So this map document properties you will see on here are varieties of work that I've already done in ArcGIS, and it is on this as recent. So if I want to have access to any work that I just did recently, this works, and I can be able to select from among this list, right? So also here, you click on Asset to remove. If you don't want to come back and forth, you click on your ArcGIS map like this. So what you do after you shall perform your functions, just click on Access, and it will tell you that see change map to untitled. So if you want to, like for example, close this entire work, you just click on no. Or you want to save it and then move on to close your work, you click on yes. But if you don't want to save it, you click on no. But I'm not done with this function yet, or with using this particular work page, so I click on cancel. So that is for the file menu. If you want to navigate your way through in using the file, this file menu here, those are all of the functions that you actually go through to navigate. So next is our edit. So under these edits, we have undo, we have redo, we have cut, copy, paste, we have paste special, delete, copy to map label, select all elements, unselect all elements, zoom to selected elements. So here it is not activated because of what? Key functions are not carried out to carry on a specific operation in ArcGIS. So that is the reason why you see on the edit, most of the stuff here are deactivated. But to satisfy your curiosity, undo is, for example, you did certain work that you don't want it to be done. Like for example, what we did for this map, we have undo this map. This map is no longer on this particular worksheet anymore or tool. For example, we can say mistaking it, we click on our undo button and it left or it was removed from the map. So we can also go to edit and click on redo. Click on redo and then it will actually come back. So here we can also cut if we want to cut. We can also copy. When all of these stuff are activated, definitely we can do that, right? That is for the edit menu. As you go along in working with ArcGIS, you will encounter all of these things, all of these functions, you will encounter them as you go along in using GIS. So that is for the basics, and it is good for you to actually know the basic fundamental of operating or navigating in using those various functions. So next is our view. So for view, we click on the data view. It is on data view. That is because this area is open to do all of work in this your data view menu. So you can do all of your editings, you can do anything that you want to do, you can extract, you can check, you can perform a lot of functions in this your data view, right? But for example, here we go back to view and here we come to data view. So when we click on data view, meaning you have already executed a lot of your functions to create your map or work on your document. So layer view telling you that this is a final page where you come and organize all of your work, attaching all of the ingredients that comprises of making a map to this particular layer view. So if I am to create this as a map, meaning I will have to include a title, I will have to include a north arrow, I will have to include scale bar, I will have to include legend, I will have to include grid, and I will have to include a lot of things to make it a map, right? So as long as it is in data view, that function can definitely be done, but that can actually be done within data view. So data view here, you cannot insert north arrow, you cannot insert legend, you cannot insert all of stuff because it is unethical to insert those things. For example, let's just try one for curiosity's sake. So you see here, so here, your legend is deactivated, your north arrow deactivated, your scale bar deactivated, your title is deactivated. So there are a lot of things that are deactivated that you cannot use within your data view, or you can use them within your layout view. So you see for your layout view, as soon as you can layout view, all of those things are activated. So that is the difference. So next is your graph. So if you have your work here, that for example your data and what if you want to transform it into graph, you just click on graph and then that particular data will be displayed here in form of a graph. But remember, we were operating a map, so this map cannot be transported or transformed into a graph, right? So next we go to report. So under this report, you can create a report, you can load your report, you can run your report. So all of these functions are in ArcGIS. Like for example, we click to create report here. So here we have parameter, like for example, Leti. Let's see. Leti, we have our X, we have our Y, we have the name of this particular function, right? So that just highlight all three and input them here in this particular report field. We go to next. So here, these are the data we have here. We go to next. We go to next. All lines, step, portrait. Yes, we want it in this form. Go to next. We go to next. So we finish this. So this is your report for this particular X and Y coordinate. See? So you have your X coordinate, you have the Y coordinate, your name is null. That is because when you check in your attribute table, I will show you in further operation, you can also be able to edit this name in your attribute table. But for this particular late bookmark one, this particular data, this is the data. These are the coordinates of the data, but the name is null, meaning the name is empty, right? So that is how to get your report or your map in ArcGIS. So next, we go to rollback. When you deactivate rollback, you see this will not be there. Like for example, let's go back and then activate rollback. So now we have activated rollback. Rollback is activated, and now status bar. You see status bar now is not activated. So you can just check and then uncheck, check and uncheck them, right? You have rulers. So if you don't want ruler, if you want ruler to appear on your map as you work alone, that can actually appear. Is the side is your ruler here, right? So you come back. If you don't want ruler, just remove it. Ruler will not appear. So you can also come here. Is your guide. So if you remove it, your guide will not be there, and if you check it, your guide will be there. So all of these things you just check. So these are your grades. You observe that you are seeing some small dots here. So these are your grades. If you want your grades to be there, so if you don't want grid, you just click on it, and then your grid is removed, right? So your data frame, you can also come here to add new grid and navigate your way through. But as we go along, you will see how to navigate your way through those functions. So next is refresh. If GIS is giving you problem, you refresh it. You continue clicking refresh, or better still, just click F5 on the keyboard, and that will actually be okay for you. And you also have pause drawing, so you can come here, view, and go to pause drawing. If you are drawing something and you wanted to pause, you just click on pause, then that will stop. Or better still, you click on F9 on your keyboard, right? And we also have pause labor. So if you are laboring your work, like for instance, you are laboring your work and you want to pause it, so you also come here and click on pause labor. So that is for the view. Now we go to bookmark. So in this bookmark, you can create your bookmark. All right. Like for instance, you have bookmark 1. We click on OK. So here you will see that this is bookmark 1. This area. So all of your documents that you want to be in this bookmark, you can also put everything in one, and then this you can have it in your bookmark. Now this bookmark is where you have this create bookmark 2. So we have bookmark 1, we have bookmark 2. So you can be able to create this bookmark. And the significance of this bookmark are as you perform other functions, all of your data will be stored there. Like for example, if you're dealing with cities, you're dealing with roads, you're dealing with rivers, to access those features and also your GPS coordinates, you just come to a bookmark and everything will be there. You just click on it and then perform the function. Next is the insert. So for the insert is where now we are creating our map. We have already completed all of our editings on our document and we want to create our map, right? So for we want to have 2 to 3 data frame, we come here. This is another data frame that you can be able to put here. Okay, we go to our table setting. We want it to be in poster. So we change this to A4 landscape. Okay, so yeah, we'll be able to reduce this. So that is the importance of the page setting. So if we want to add another data frame again, then also be able to add it as another data frame in our work. So that is how you add multiple data frames to your work. Go to insert and click on data frame, and everything represents different data that will be imported here. Like for example, if I am doing a map for a specific study area, like for example, I use Liberia map. Okay, so Liberia is divided into now 15 counties. So out of that 15 counties, there might be other counties that will emerge because there is census ongoing, and where they will have huge population, there is possibility that a new demarcation created, and other counties will come from other counties, meaning they will have to cut those counties, right? So if you have your Liberia map here, Liberia map representing the entire country and all of the counties from Liberia. Okay, but actually working in Bon County, and I select a claim in Bon County that I want to work with. So in that, input my Liberia map and select Bon County here, right? And after which, I extract my Bon County map from here, and then it will be imported into this area. So now we have Liberia map here with Bon County inside, but on this particular layer theme, we will only have Bon County here now, right? But in Bon County is divided into districts, and Bon County is divided into plains. So if I want a specific district from in Bon County, now what I will do, I will click on that particular district and export that district. Now I will have Bon County here in the district, but now I will have to import the district here. So now I will have Liberia map here with Bon County inside. Yeah, I will have Bon County with the district inside, and here I will have the district because the district is my study area. So that is the importance of importing multiple data frames. So next to that is you go to insert, you go to title. So the function of this title is to name the area that you are working. Like for example, our first area is Liberia map. So we say Liberia map and okay. So Liberia map, we come in this first data frame. So to modify this map, you double click on it and then you read up here. All Right here, you have Liberia map, and then you go to change simple. All right, so here we can choose Time New Roman as our rating tab and increase the size of this rating to 28. Click on bold, click on it, apply, then OK. So you see here, this area now we have Liberia. All right. So the next, we want to name this Bone County, and we want to name this another district. So next, what we do is we go to Insert, we come to Title. So here we just double click on it, and here say this Bone County. We can modify it by clicking on Change Symbol, as we did for Liberia. We come and choose Time New Roman. Choose 28 for the font size. Click on board, click on OK. Apply and OK. So here we have Bone County. So next is what? The district. So we go to Insert, go to Title, double click on it, and then here we go to filter district. Go to change simple. Then we can be able to multiply the rating. Choose Time New Roman. Time New Roman. Increase the size. Click on board. OK. Apply it and OK. So here, this is this one. So now we have 3 data themes with 3 separate names. So that is the importance of what the title bar in the insert. So we have Liberia, we have Bone County, we have Zota. So the Zota district is formed within Bone County, and Bone County is formed within Liberia. So that is important of the insert title. So next is the text. So you click on text, and then it will appear in small box. So you just click on it here, and then you say, for example, you want to put a subheading and say source, because you are the one who produced this map. You never took it from another source or neither downloaded it from on the internet. So you can put source and tap your name, say Henry. Okay. All right. So here, to modify this, you double click on it. Again, you go to change simple to modify the rating of your title. So select Time New Roman as my rating style. Then I choose 14, and I can make it italic and bold. Click on. Okay. So now you see here, have my name as well. So my name, and you click on it and put it right down here on my map. So better still, I can take it and put it on any of this map as the source, meaning it was I who prepared this map. I never went to secondary source to get this map, right? So next on your insert is your dynamic text. The dynamic text, you can choose current date. You can choose. One thing I love about this, it will tell you what to do when you always or highlight this. Like for example, current date will tell you insert a dynamic text element that displays the current date. Like for example, when you click on it, definitely it gives you the current date, which today is the 11th month, and you can also modify this. You can modify the rating of your data by clicking and just tap Time New Roman. Putting and make it italic. Okay, so now this is the date. The date that my map was prepared on the 23rd of November 2022. So the GIS is very simple, but as a beginner, you actually need to know those basic functions, or else you will actually just get boring along the way and feel that GIS is quite difficult, but GIS is awesome. The next, after your dynamic text, so this dynamic text, you have varieties of stuff. So you have the author, you can click on it and write your name as the author, the the document name, the document path, the service layer, credits, everything, the coordinate system, and what have you. So everything you have here that you need to know, it is right in your dynamic text. You just click on it, definitely it will give you the functions of that. So next is our net line. So this our net line, you just click on it and it level you now to change it. Like for instance this. All right, so if we want for our entire map here to be bordered in this form, we can also just click on that line and choose the design that we want for it to be placed on our map, and definitely that will be done. So next is our legend. For instance, click on legend, and legend will tell you which of the functions you want. We want both by that and why and let both one. So click on next, and then you click on next. Here you say you have legend, that is the title. So if you don't want legend to be here, you can just click it and remove it. But if you want for legend to be there, you just leave it as it is, and then you can do all of your formatting. So if you want for this writing to be in Times New Roman, you just select Times New Roman. If you want to increase the rating style, you increase it and then click on next. You next it, and click on next. So now this is your work. This is your legend. So this is your legend. If you see this point, definitely it is what little book one. If you see this polygon, meaning it is what it is by that. So that is how to get your legend. Next is you go to insert, then you come to north arrow. So the north arrow actually gives you the direction, whether it is located in the north, it is located in the east, it is located in the west, or the south. So these are varieties of north arrow images that you can select any of them. So you have different types of north arrow images here that you can just select. So after you select, you can also click on properties. You click on properties to modify it. So here we have this the calibration angle, rotation, tune up, the color. So if you don't want it to be in this color, you can also change the color. Be one red, want to make your north arrow red, and if you want to increase the size of your north arrow, you can also increase the size. Like for example, let's say I want to make it 200. Click on apply it, click on OK. Just click on OK. There's another arrow. You do just click it, then you enlarge another arrow. So that's it. Another arrow. Next we'll go to insert, and we'll come to scale bar. So scale bar, you select any of this scale bar, and here you click on properties to modify. Small area of measurement, we usually use kilometer, but if you are using a very long distance, then meaning we can be able to use maps. So most often I use kilometer. So here on this division unit, you have centimeter, you have decimal degrees, you have decimal feet, inches, kilometer, meters, miles, millimeters, nautical miles, points, and units, yeah, and what have you. So you can select any unit from here. And also here, you can select whether it should be above, it should be above left, and what have you, the position that you want for your scale bar to be in. So just click on OK, click on OK. So this is the scale bar for your map. So next, you go to Insert, and then you come to Scale Test. So this scale test is most often when donor give their project to you to prepare a map or to prepare a specific document, they want it at scale in which they will give you, that is the scale you will use, right? Like for example, we have the ratio of 1 to 1 million. So you just click on it and you can click on the style, more style, you click on the properties to modify it and what have you. So I okay, just click on OK, and here you observe that this is the scale for the map that we are working, right? So most of these things you will see it as you work alone in using ArcGIS, but I'm just doing this. I'm working in a layer view to include all of my components for the map. After I have created my map, for everything in my data view, and I put it in layer view and carry on all of this operation. I'm actually doing this to help you to get along, because as you use GIS, these are basic stuff that you need to know, right? So after which you have picture, you have object. So if you want to insert any picture into this particular document that you're working in, you can also insert a picture and whatever, right? So that is for our insert. Next, we go to selection. So when you click on selection here, you have two activated. You have select by attribute table and select by location. So here we click on select by attribute table by data. So here we come to field, but let's check. So by that we only have field and we only have ID. So most often, if you have like the world map, right? Come back. So if you have the world map, you will observe that you have many countries in the world map. But if you just want to select a specific country, all right, let me just do it for the sake of tutorial. For example, go to file, go to data, go to iData. Then I'll come to this folder, then ID shift. Okay. Okay. All right. So this is the world map I have imported. But you will observe that in this world map, we have many countries. We have the countries, all countries from the 7 continents around the world, right? So in this, if you want to select a specific country here, that for instance, I hail from Liberia, so I will select Liberia on this world map. So this is the world soil map, right? So I want to select Liberia and know the type of soil formed within Liberia. But I will not go actually in detail, but I just want to show you the benefit of using this selection, right? So what I do, go to selection, click on select by attribute table. Yeah, I come here and then click on DSMW After clicking, you will see this, the list of this will appear. So what I'm interested in is country. So there's a scroll bar. I use a scroll bar to check for country. And this is country. What I do, I double click on it and click equals. So here I have get unique value. Click on get unique value. And here go to. So just tap Liberia because I'm interested in Liberia. And here Liberia appear. Double click on Liberia. So now we have country equals Liberia. Just click on OK. Now you will see Liberia selected. So if you want to see this under your table of content, to see this particular portion, you have to export this. Let me just export it and show you Liberia for the sake of this tutorial. I'm not actually to do this, but I'm actually going to ArcMap to show you something. Okay, so now Liberia have been exported from here. So this is Liberia. You see it? So here we don't want the world map, only Liberia we want. So this is Liberia soil map. Because we're only interested in Liberia, that was why we went to the world map and we went to selection. We went to select by attribute table, and then we navigated to get what? Liberia. So you can use this as zoom to select future. So you can use it to zoom. You click here and pin to select future. So you click on it and it will help you with a pin to drag it. I will activate most of these functions and you will see them. It will actually take effect. But the reason why most of them are not taking effect because I deactivated most of them. All right. Okay. So next is a statistic, and this will give you the statistic of this because here this is the world soil map, and we have counts, we have minimum, we have maximum, the sum, the mean, the standard deviation, and the list goes on and on. So these are all the figures for the SKM, the SQKM rather, when you're navigating to do most of the advanced operation in GIS, right? All right. So next is to what? Clear selected future. So if you don't want any future which is highlighted, you just click on clear selected future and it will actually be highlighted. So next is geoprocessing. Geoprocessing is that, for instance, we have buffalo, we have chip, we have intersect, we have union, we have merge, we have desert, we have search for tools, we have act toolbox, environments, results, model builder, platform, geoprocessing option. So these are lists, and everything here in this list are also stored within another future. Like for example, this chip, this buffalo, this intersect are all different functions for on our toolbox. When you open our toolbox, you will see we will have chip, we will have buffalo, we'll have union, we'll have merge, and the list just goes on and on, right? But one thing I want to know from this list is, search. Okay. You know, ArcGIS, this is the list of all of the package, right? But everything cannot be displayed on this particular menu bar. And also, everything is not formed within your Arc toolbox. Or if it is formed with Arc toolbox and then you don't know the specific package, like for example, the specific tag tool, here we have 3D analysis tools. Here we have analysis tools. Here we have cartographic tools. conversion tools, and we have data management tools, editing tools. So all of these tools, they have varieties of options or functions for under them. So for example, if you want to work with a future using hydrology and you don't know where hydrology is formed within any of these, so what you do is just type hydrology, and then you will see hydrology will come. So these are the features from using what hydrology. As soon as you type hydrology, you will see hydrology will come, right? But you should take into consideration the specific functions that you want to operate. So now we have hydrology. Under hydrology, we have topo to raster, topo to raster by far. We have flow combination, we have flow length, we have fill, we have flow direction, we have snap points, we have stream length, we have stream order, and the list just goes on. So all of these functions fall on what? On hydrology. So if you are carry on a specific function and you don't know where to really find it on your Arc toolbars, what you do, you just go to custom, sorry, not custom, but you go to geoprocessing. You just go to geoprocessing and go to search, click on it, and then your search bar will open and you can be able to tap in. All right. Now, for example, I want to extract, right? I don't want hydrology anymore, but I want to extract. Let's say extract, extract, extract. So you have data interoperability. You also have extract. You have extract. You have extraction. You have data extraction, and the list goes on for the various extractions that you want to make. But one key thing I want to make explicit is if you are using extract, know the function that it falls on and what you really want to do with the extraction. For example, under analysis tools, you will find extract. In extract under analysis tools, you have chip, you have all the functions there. But when you come to spatial analysis tools and you click on extraction, you will see extract by max, extract by polygon, and the list goes on. So you actually need to know what you really want to do with the functions that you are checking for, and you also remember which of the specific label or function group that particular function you want to operate for, or else it will give you a little bit of time. But I know using this will also help you quickly, right? Next is Arc toolbox. So it's just what I was saying that, for example, those functions that extract. On an extract, we have chip, we have select, we have split, we have table select, and the list goes on. So these are varieties of functions that falls on. So if you have spatial analysis here, we have condition, and when you click condition, have a separate function on it. When you also click density, have its own function on it. When you click on the plus button, distance, and the list goes on. So that is how this whole package is developed. So as you work along with it, get used to it, and you will definitely be able to navigate your way through, right? So next, we'll go to custom. Custom. This is one of the area that you should take very serious and important, because as you can see, this my entire data, this my entire workflow is not looking convenient and comfortable because I don't have my standard toolbar activated, I don't have my tools activated, I don't have my catalog, I don't have my toolbox, I don't have my table of content, and the list goes on. So to put all of that on your table to make your work more easier, what you do, go to custom, go to toolbox, and these are the list of functions that if you want to draw, like for instance, you click on draw, and you will see draw activation toolbar will appear. Right, so draw activation toolbar have appeared here. You like it, you can take it and put it anywhere here. You like it, you put it anywhere here. Okay, we'll go back to custom toolbox. Okay, let's go to standard. To standard, click on standard, and the standard toolbar is here. We go back, toolbars, we go to tools, click on tools, our tools is activated. So this is just varieties of stuff that you need to actually get familiar with, that when most of this work is like removed, or most of these functions are removed, you can be able to place it back. So you see here, you can also be able to relocate by just clicking at the edge where you have this dot, the full header arrow will appear, and then you can restructure or place this your work anywhere you want to place them. For example, this, I want to use this. Okay, I'm going to use this on here. So you can add multiple of functions as well, right? So instead of me going to file to come to new, what I do, I already have new here. You just click on it. Instead of me going to file to come to open and have access to all the data, what I do, I just come to what? To open. So instead of me going to file to come to save as, what you do, you already have access to save as. You have access to print. You have access to cut, copy, paste, delete, undo, redo, hide data, and the list goes on and on. So those are the functions of using GIS. And these navigation tools will actually help you quickly as you go about in operating with ArcGIS. So here for this, if you want to zoom, like for example, you want to make this map large, you want to make this map large, you click it. So if you want to have access to a table of content, what you do, just click on here, table of content, your table of content will appear. So you right click to bring it to a normal size and click on zoom to layer. And zoom to layer. So next, there are other functions that was not ready, we never really talk on, right? So because these functions was not activated, so what we do, we have data view. Click on data view to input your data. So for example, we want to import our Liberia map. So just Liberia administration. So we want to import our Liberia map. This is our Liberia map. See it? So no need to come to file, take this long cut, go to data, come to hide data, and what have you. So what you do is just come right here to hide data, and then you hide your data. So yeah, if you want to minimize your map, you can minimize it like this, right? So if you want to remove this or deactivate this particular zoom out, you just can click this black arrow. So you also right click on this, go to zoom to layer to make it none. Next is this pan. You click on the pan, you can be able to carry your map up, carry your map up, carry your map to any location of your choice without affecting the map. Click on it, drag it down, click on it, carry it up, carry in part of this area you want to. You also deactivate by clicking on it. So at times when you are working, your map will lose. When your map lost, what to do is, like for example, maybe I'm using this and so, but this whole area just like this, I don't know what's actually happening, right? So what you do, you just click on this globe, your map has appeared, but it is very tiny, isn't it? So what you do, you right click again, come to zoom to layer, make it normal. So another way to zoom in and zoom out. To zoom in, you click here. It will help you to zoom in easy. To zoom out, you click here. It will help you to zoom out easily. So this button is for what? Go back to previous extent. When you click here, this will take you to previous extent, meaning it was large first, but we reduce it with our zoom out button. So to carry it to where we were, you just click on it, click on it. So that is the function of this. And the function of this select feature is you click on it and then you select a specific area of the map you want to work with. Like for example, you want to export this and just take Bone County map from in Liberia map. What you do, you right click on Library Administration, go to Data, go to Export Data, click on OK, click on Yes. So this area has been exported. We just uncheck this, only our Bone County map now. So that is the important of this select. You select the area you want to work with, and then you can be able to export. So also, you can deselect your highlighted area. So you check it and bring your map. You uncheck it to remove your export. So you can also remove any data from here that you don't want. You right click and remove it. So next is this button. This button help you to what to select element. Like for example, if you execute function of this and this function have already been executed, like for example here to highlight, you finish zooming in, right? So you just click it and then you can be able to select any other function. So here, the importance of this is to identify. Let's take for instance, we click on it and then we come here and identify. Where is this? This will give you all of the important details for this area. Here the name is Bone County. The ID is 19596. So we have all of the details here for Bone County. Name 2, district is former district. Which are the country is forming? Is forming Liberia. We have the coordinates. There's a coordinate for Bone County. So that is it. So that is the importance of this. It helps you to identify the location and it give you, so here is what Liberia, and this is Nimba County. Name 2, this is Belege. Belege district is found in what? In Nimba County. So this is the coordinate for Nimba County. And the list goes on in using this. So next is this button, HTML. Oh. So here, local county, for example, just what we're doing for the identify local county and give you all of the details for local county. And also Bone County, they give you all of the details of Bone County, your map. So that is the importance of using this. So that is the importance of using this HTML. So next is what? Our measurement. Click on measurement, and now we have here this measure line. So if we want to know the distance from here at the edge of Grand Cape County to the top of Nema County, just click it and it will give you what? It will give you the distance. It give you 320.776 kilometers. So that is the distance from the bottom of Grand Cape to the top of Nema County. So you use this to measure the distance, right? So you can also come here, when you click here, you can also change the units. So here, area distance, you have distance. For distance, it is measured in kilometer, meters, decimal, centimeter, millimeters, miles, nautical miles, yards, feet, inches. So for area is measured in kilometers, hectares, meters, areas, miles, acres, feet, yards. Right. You have also the statistical data. Yeah, it will give you everything. Okay. So we have your drawing icon. You can draw your polygon. If you want to draw a polygon, you draw a polygon in here. For example, here you want to draw a polygon and check it. You can draw a polygon. For example, you want to draw a cycle. Yeah, at this point. Yeah, you can draw a cycle. Yeah. So this is just the drawing icon, the drawing operation here. So you're drawing, you can choose new animation, active animation, target, overflow animation, graphics operations. So these are all of the functions that you actually be working with as you go along in our toolbars. Next is your editor. So this is your editor toolbars. So this will actually help you to edit or your editor toolbars. And this is for your table of content. So for example, when a table of content is missing, you just click it, table of content will appear. And after which here we have the search bar. So instead of you coming to geoprocessing and click on search, what you do, you just click on search bar. And your search bar will appear here. So next is your Arc toolbars. Your Arc toolbars will appear here. But this Arc toolbars can also be moved. So you like it, you can, as it is moving. Here, when you click your mouse here, when you release it, it will take this space of this. But if you don't want it to be in a position and you want it to be this way, you click on it and then your Arc toolbars will be here. And navigate your way through any of this area. So you can move this and navigate your way through here. Click on it again. We don't want it there. Yeah. You can navigate your way through. Bring it this way. Anyway. Anyway, you can navigate your way through your carry. So next is platform. So this is for pulling, right? So this is not for beginner. Just leave it. Next here, we have model builder. So you can be able to build your own model as you go along, right? As you use ArcGIS, you will navigate all of these functions. You will navigate all of these functions, but we can do everything at the same time, right? So here, we actually show you customize. So here, if you click here, we tell you customize, you click on customize, you can check 3D, check advanced editing, you check animation, you check, and as you checking it, these things will always be appearing. All of these will be appearing, all of these will be appearing. So there is no space to call up all of this area with these functions. So what you do when you are ready to use it, you activate it one at a time. So that will actually be able to give you more space to do your work at ease. So Next is your catalog. So this catalog is where all of your data is stored. So you can import your data, you can connect folder with your data in catalog, you can also remove your data. The only time you can delete data from in your catalog except you go to Arc catalog. When you go to Arc catalog, which is a different version to ArcMap, because I'm currently working in ArcMap, when you see here. So ArcGIS is divided into series of different I can say package. Like the way we have Microsoft Office, where within the Office package, we have Excel, we have Microsoft Word, we have Publisher, we have PowerPoint, and the list goes on. That is how GIS look. So in ArcGIS, we have ArcMap, we have ArcCatalog, we have ArcSyn, we have variety of Arc functions within what in ArcGIS. So this is ArcMap. We use this to, like for example, if we want to create a shapefile, you right click on any of this font, on any of this folder, go to new, and you have your shapefile. Click on shapefile and create shapefile. In previous video, I used these functions to create shapefile for rows, to create shapefile for trees, to create shapefile for other features, and I also use those features to display them on my map to create a very suitable and convenient map. So I would like you to search in my previous video, and you will see where I will using ArcGIS and navigating my way through using GPS points to create all of these features. So thank you guys ever so much. This is all I have for you today. I hope this tutorial was helpful. So I will also like you to place your suggestions, your recommendations, and input in the comment section below, and I will urge you to click on the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to get more tips on my new video.